Okay, good morning, guys. So I'm just going to work through this question here. Some of you mentioned that you're finding it difficult to do the question. So let's read the question first of all. So find the angles marked with the letters in the diagram. Explain your answer by using one of the explanations on the right below. Okay, so what you've been asked to do here is you've been asked to find out these angles. You can see that they're in blue. And then when you find out the angles, you've been asked to use some of these rules here to explain how you were able to figure out what the angle is. So first of all, let's focus on this angle here. So the angle A. Now we have this rule, okay, because angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So that's a rule that applies to triangles. Now because these three angles here, this forms a triangle, and because of this rule, we can actually use that to figure out what the angle A is. So what we're saying is that the angle 42 plus the angle 60 plus whatever the angle A is, they will all add up to 180 degrees. So we can use this rule to figure out what the angle A is. So let's do that. So what we're saying is that 42 degrees plus 60 degrees plus A is equal to 180 degrees. So then what we have to do is we have to figure out what A is. So this is basic algebra that we've been doing. So 60 plus 42 is equal to 102. 102 plus A is equal to 180. So now what we have to do is we want to get rid of so this is plus 102. So we can minus 102 from this. If we minus 102 from this side, we have to minus 102 from this side. So plus 102 minus 102, they'll cancel out. And A then is equal to 180 minus 102, which is equal to, so cancel, so 180 minus 102, so that's equal to 70, that's equal to 78. Okay, so that's 78 degrees. Okay, so the angle A then, so this angle here is equal to 78 degrees. And we have used this rule here to solve this angle. Okay, so that's the angle A. Okay, so that's that one. So then if we have a look at this here, so let's have a look at the angle, so the angle B. Now what we'll notice is that, so this angle and this angle are what are known as alternate angles. Okay, so this angle and this angle are alternate angles. So if this angle and this angle are alternate angles, then they're equal to each other. Remember, because it is an alternate angle, so they're equal to each other. So if this is 42 degrees, then the angle B then is also 42 degrees as well. So the angle B then, so the angle B, so B, so the angle B is equal to 42 degrees. And the reason it's 42 degrees is because these are what are known as alternate angles. So B is 42 degrees. What else can we look at then? So if we have a look at, so C, okay, so again if we have a look here, so if this is 60 degrees, then this is an alternate angle here, C. So the angle C and this angle here are going to be equal to each other. So therefore, if this is 60 degrees, then this is going to be 60 degrees as well. Okay? So the angle C, so the angle C then is equal to 60 degrees. Okay, and it's equal to 60 degrees because these are alternate angles. Okay, so that's the angle A, that's the angle B, and that's the angle C. Okay, so let's then have a look at this arrangement here. And what we want to try and figure out is what is the angle D. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a snippet of this so I can work on it. So if we have a look at this section here, so we can bring it down here and we can have a look at it. We'll just make this a bit bigger so we can actually work away on this. So let's think about this question here. So we know that the angle D, we worked out that the angle D is 42 degrees. Okay, so this angle up here, so this angle here is 42 degrees. Okay, so this angle, this angle, and this angle will all add up to 180 degrees. So what we're saying is that this angle plus this angle plus this angle, they'll add up to 180 degrees. Remember the rule: if it's a straight line angle, they all add up to 180 degrees. So, and we'll just call this, for now, we'll just call this angle X. Okay. So what we can do is we can add them up. We can say that 60 degrees plus 42 degrees plus X is equal to 180 degrees. So we can add these up. So 60 plus 42, that's equal to 102 plus X is equal to 180. So now we want to get rid of this 102 from this side. So this is plus 102, so we can minus 102. If we minus 102 from this side, we have to minus 102 from this side as well. So these two will cancel out, and X then is equal to 180 minus 102, which is going to be equal, let's work that out. So 180 minus 102, so that's equal to 78 degrees. So it's equal to 78 degrees. So X then, so this here is equal to 78 degrees. So it's equal to 78 degrees. Now, if we have a look here, so if we have a look here and here, so these are what are known as opposite angles. So opposite angles are equal to each other. Just like alternative angles are equal to each other, opposite angles are also equal to each other. So if this here is 78 degrees, then this angle here has to also be 78 degrees as well. So what we can say is that this angle is equal to 78 degrees. Okay, because these are opposite angles. Now what we can do is we can use this, because we figured out what this angle here is, we can use this to figure out what the angle D is. So remember, again, we have this rule that this is a straight line angle. So the angle D plus the angle of 78 degrees both will add up to 180 degrees. So we can use that to solve this. So what we're saying is that the angle D plus 78 degrees, they have to both add up to 180 degrees. So what we can do is we can use this then to solve for the angle D. So what we're saying then is that what we want to do is we want to get D in its own. So this is plus 78. So in order to get rid of the 78, we must minus 78. Okay, and if we minus 78 from this side, we have to minus 78 from this side. So plus 78 minus 78, these will cancel out. And D then is going to be equal to 108 minus 78, which, let's just work that out. So you have 180 minus 78, so that's equal to 102. Okay, so it's equal to 102. Okay, so the angle D then is equal to 102. So this angle here then, D, is equal to 102 degrees. Now, so if we have a look then, let's think about the rules that we have used here. So what we have used, we've used this rule here, because it is an opposite angle. So when we worked out this angle here, because this is an opposite angle, we're able to work out this. And then what, so really like the overall rule then that applies here is because angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. So once we worked out that this was 78 degrees, then we could actually work out that the angle D then, both of these they form a straight line and it adds up to 180 degrees. So therefore we're able to use this rule to figure out what D is. So D then is equal to 102. So what have we left? So we have worked out the angle A, we've worked out the angle B, we worked out the angle D. So let's just mark these off as we work them out. So we've worked out this one, we've worked out this one, we've worked out the angle C. So what we're left then now to work out is the angle E. Okay, so again, if we think about it, so let's have a look here. So we have worked out what C is. So the angle C is 60 degrees, okay, and the angle B we've worked out as well, which the angle B is equal to 42 degrees. So C is 60 degrees and B is 42 degrees. So remember, C, B and E, three of them together should add up to 180 degrees. So what we can say is that if we think about the triangle, so we have the angle E plus the angle B plus the angle C, they all have to add up to 180 degrees. Yeah? So just where do we get these from? So we have the angle E, which is this angle here, which is what we're trying to work out, the angle B, which is this angle here, and the angle C, which is this angle here. So you can see that these three angles form a triangle, and the rule for a triangle, because angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees, they're equal to 180 degrees. Now what we can do is so we've worked out that, and I'll just write the values up here. So the angle C is equal to 60 degrees. Okay, and the angle B is equal to 42 degrees. Okay, so we've taken these from here. So the angle C is this here, is 60 degrees. The angle B is 42 degrees. So now what we can do is we can use this rule, okay, which is this rule here, to figure out the angle E. So what we can say then is that, so the angle E, which is our unknown, and we'll just for the purpose of the calculation, we'll just call it E. Okay, so E plus the angle B, which is 42 degrees, plus the angle C, which is 60 degrees. If we add them all up, it's 180 degrees. Now 42 plus, so that's equal to E plus 102. Okay, so then is equal to 180. So in order to work this out, we have to, so this is plus 102. So this is plus 102. So in order to get rid of this, we have to minus 102 from it. Okay, so we're going to have to minus 102. If we minus 102 from this side, we have to minus 102 from this side. So these two will cancel out. And then E is going to be equal to 180 minus 102. So let's just work that one out. So 180 minus 102, so that's equal to 78. Okay, so E then is equal to 78 degrees. Okay, so that's what E is. So the angle E is 78 degrees. And again, what rule do we use? We use this rule here. Because angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees, we were able to then solve for E. Okay, so that's question that's question 9. So hope that clarifies it for you. So just have a look over the video, just make sure that you can do this type of question.